Hi everyone. Welcome back, family. What's good? If you're on here for the first time, I bid you a special welcome. My name is Elizabeth Rookie. So, the Big Brother Bbnaija Reunion 2023, that is the Level Up Reunion episode 6. I'm gonna give you a recap, okay? So, it started with Hermes, Khalid, and Brian. It was meant to be, something dramatic, but they handled it well. Okay, so Ebuka played a video of Brian and Khalid talking about Hermes, how he got his accent, being someone from Shoki, that's a place in Lagos, Nigeria, and speaking as though he was born and bred in, a first world country or United States of America, pretty much. And it was there was sort of a subtle shade with Khalid saying, for someone who has never traveled out of the country, Nigeria, how did he get that? And all that, pretty much maybe it's fake and all that. So they asked Ebuka asked Brian, and Brian said, he was just inquisitive, he was just interested, and he was like, for someone that has never been out of the shores of Nigeria, that speaks this well, kudos. He really, is a great guy. And Khalid said the same kind of thing. And when they asked Hermes said, well, regardless of whether it was supposed to be a shade or not, him being born in Shoki, around situations that was not to look the way he look or speak the way he speaks. It means he put in the work, watching podcasts, TV stations, radio stations, and that moment I was like, Hermes, I just need to give you thumbs up. Like, this is work. And trust me, there are people that naturally have this accent. I know someone, Pere, who won The Voice Nigeria, in case you don't know, the recent one. The way he speaks, you will think, in fact, he teaches English language, right? Accent and all that, diction. The way he speaks, he said he has never been outside Nigeria. So yes, there are people like that. They have never been outside Nigeria, but they listen, they have ears for English and their voice. They can, have the accent and all that. So that's who Hermes is, and he put in the work. So good for him. So Ebuka was trying to make it, kind of dramatic by saying it was a shade, but they just, made it. It just ended the whole episode, and it had to move to another one. So the next clip that was shown was Eloswag and Adekunle speaking about Alison, how she gravitated from him, to Hermes. He's now saying Alison and Hermes. Okay, so Alison was asked by Ebuka, what's it about, how she moved swiftly from Adekunle to the other side, Hermes. And Alison said when she saw Hermes, she was attracted to the fact that he looked different. Seeing Adekunle, she was attracted to his intelligence, that he doesn't look like the kind of person she would date outside, because she's drawn to different people. Not that he's not handsome, but people that have this different kind of look, like Hermes, the whole embellishments here and there, tattoos, piercings, that kind of different look. And but later when she, after being with Adekunle for a while, later there about third week or so, she started noticing that he's sneaky, not straightforward, gossip here and there, even telling her that, Doyin is not straightforward, is giving her wrong advice and all that. Okay, so Adekunle talked about, it's not just him that talked about people in the house, like Doyin and Alison's situation, that they also talked about him because they were good from week 1, week 2, himself, Alison, Dotun, Doyin. But week 3, when the whole influence of level 2 and other people came into the picture with the house dynamics, that he would hear, Alison and Doyin talking about him. Long story short, he tried to make sure that he's not the only one that gossips, pretty much about any other person. He also was gossiped about, that even Doyin at some point said, he was faking his heartbreak when Alison moved from him to her mister. He's not really heartbroken, he's just faking it and all that. And Alison, Doyin, they really made faces at him, at what he was saying, trying to undermine Adekunle. And then when it was Doyin's time to speak, she really called him a liar. She called him trifling young man, called him a boy, said that, he's a sorry mistake for a man, that he needs to apologize to his mom. Really, really, Doyin rained abuses, and she did it in a very classy way. So, but what she did undermines the classiness. You're raining abuses, saying something you shouldn't say to a person, but you're doing it classy. So the classy, I would just give it a thumbs down. But I would just point out that she didn't go over the place right? So she and Adekunle didn't throw outbursts or tantrums when she was saying those things to him. He was just having this smiley look on his face. Adekunle definitely was not happy or was hurt about what, the names really that Doyin was, calling him, but he didn't react. So I would say there's growth there. Adekunle previously would, be angry and want to react, but that's on the show. Now it's a different Adekunle. I must give him thumbs up for that. And also Alison was trying to make it look like it was just Adekunle talking about Doyin, in a negative way to her. She also concurred because they played a clip where she didn't disagree with what Adekunle was saying. So as then she concurred. She was like, yeah, because it's not only him that's saying this, others are saying this. So for Doyin, she was like, Adekunle kept on saying things about her, that even if you felt a certain way about me and you don't want to come to me to address it, allow people know me for who I am, not going about making sure people isolate me and all that. So it was just a back and forth. Long story short, Adekunle didn't react. Alison was busy acting like she herself didn't gravitate away from Doyin to the guys she was liking or her new friendships. She just made it look like it's just only on Adekunle. And even Shex was asked to speak. Shex said for him, he's not talking because Doyin, Alison or Dotun are saying this, that he also felt same way because what happened in the house also happened during the essay trip. So it wasn't just, what they're saying. He also feels like if you think a certain way about someone, you should come straight up and try to clear them, talk to them about it, not gossip and all that. So let me not dwell too much on that. So it moved to another clip. Phyna was talking to Beauty, about who the other girl is, that her man, supposed man, Groovy, and also her guy then, Eloswag, was having something for, because, Chomsy was in the picture with Eloswag and also with, Groovy. So she was asking about the other girl, and Beauty said, it's Chomsy now. So when Phyna was asked to speak, she was frowning her face. Ebuka said, don't frown, okay? Since other people have been speaking, you've been throwing words here and there, excited. Now it's your turn, you want to frown? And then she started speaking. She said yes, for her, she didn't know it was Chomsy at first, because at first week, second week, she liked Eloswag, went to him, with her full chest. And Eloswag said, there's this bunny I'm talking to, okay? So just give me like 1 week, I'll get back to you. So she wanted to know. She asked Amaka, she asked her roommate, then Chichi, and even I think Diana. Yeah, but she didn't really get to hear that this is the person that, Eloswag was talking about in his own level. And, being on the angle where Beauty also has something with Groovy that involved Chomsy, when she was speaking about it and trying to suggest who the person is with Groovy, then Beauty said it's Chomsy. So she spoke, then she said she didn't really know it was Chomsy. It was later she got to know it was Chomsy, so it wasn't from a bad place. So Chomsy also spoke that, yeah, she knew that, she was causing trouble upstairs in the houses, that's level 2, with, Beauty and also Phyna, right, with the guys. And she got to know because Ebuka suggested that to her. During one of those times, he would ask them questions or speak to them on the Sunday live show. And she knew, but she doesn't understand where, Phyna is coming from, saying she doesn't know who the person. And Phyna also spoke more and said she didn't know it was her, that it was nothing serious then. She just, of course, wanted to give a context. She was just trying to know. So I want to know the girl. If it's a girl, I would try to, go head to head with the dragging of man, or it's someone I would just back off from. Okay, so long story short, it wasn't really, dramatic. It wasn't dramatic at all. And I forgot to say this, when Adekunle, Alison, Doyin were speaking, Dotun also spoke, and I was quite irritated. Like, he just burst in and was like, hey, man, stop trying to push blame on people. You in the house, you were playing a game. It got you to the finals. Yes, you're a finalist. Proud of you. But own up, you were playing a game, blah, blah. The way Dotun spoke, I was like, Dotun, hello. You in the house was just, you were really calm. You were not speaking your truth, things you were supposed to say. Now out here, the man that was supposed to be your friend, okay, you people fell out. You're coming to say you two had issues. There's this thing about these people. When they speak, they try to make it look like they've never gossiped, they've never, fought someone, they never disliked someone, they never did something trashy or something they don't, they're not proud of. They try to speak like they're holy or something. Look, most of them, about 95% of those ex-housemates had issues in the house. So long story short, it was about, Hermes, Brian and Khalid, and then we moved to Adekunle, Dotun Doyin situation with Alison and Hermes, and then we moved to finally Phyna, Chomzi, but it wasn't so dramatic. See you next time.